What's up? Welcome to Route 66 Custom Build. Today I'm going to show you how to put on your heater vent hoses inside your cab. So the first thing to do is to pull out your stereo. You'll have two screws right here, and there will be two nuts that are on the back side of these knobs, and then you'll be able to pull your front fascia out, and then you'll have these nuts right here. Usually they're just finger tight, depending on who installed it. And you run these all the way out. And your stereo should just push all the way back through and out through your glove box. Then you can just pull your stereo out. You want to make sure all your wires are disconnected. And it should just slide right out. It will be a lot more difficult if your heater hoses are still in there. And since we're replacing them, it'd be best if you can pull them all the way out anyways. The next thing to do would be to pull your gauges out. They'll just slide out. But you do want to be very careful though, because in the back here, there's your connector. And it can be brittle because it's been around for quite a while. You just press, right here there's two tabs. You just press both of them and your connector will pop out. You will have a speedometer gear on this other side that you will have to unscrew. Mine was just finger tight. You may have to get a wrench on it, and your gauges should just come right out. This is that gear that I'm talking about. I just get it finger tight because there's no reason to really sock it down. You are now ready to install your heater hose. This grommet right here is considerably easier if you go ahead and install it on your heater hose before you actually go to shove it up in, because you can shove this grommet up in to your vent right here and then try and feed this hose through, and it just makes it 10 times more difficult than it needs to be. So just shove this through, you feed it all the way over to the back here. And then the reason you take your gauges out is because then you can actually reach up in here and help it through. You probably could get away with not taking your gauges out, but I just prefer to do it. And then you just kind of wedge this up in there. It's real pliable rubber, so see, it just popped right in. Then with your second one, again, install this. All it does is it just flexes right over your hose. And you have it. You can, I know that the kits from like LMC Truck and stuff like that do have zip ties that come with this, but I feel like it actually holds pretty well. The second one is the easier one. It just goes right here with this vent. And you'll just pop it up in there. You'll be able to feel the circle up in there. The next fun part is trimming it all to length. In order to get your heater vent hoses routed correctly so that you can trim them to length, you will need to pull off your controls for your heater and blower motor and just pull it out of the way just a little bit. All it is two nuts on this back side. They're a 5/16 nut. And then you want the hose that goes to this side over here, send it through the back of your cables in the middle. That's the easiest way to get it routed through, and then you'll just pull it down through the bottom here. Get as much hose out as possible. You will have to kind of fight it a little bit, but that's just how it goes. should have quite a bit. They usually leave quite a bit left over. see about that. For your second hose, is what you want to do is grab this end and just route it down through the very right side of your gauges, or your controls. And then just pull it through. So when cutting these vent hoses, you always want to go on the long side. This right one should line up with your heater connection right here. This one should line up with this one right here. So as you can see, you end up getting a lot of excess hose with the kits that you buy. So just trim it to length. You want to cut this wire in here, and then you can just scrunch it and cut it all the way through. Or you can use a razor blade. And you should just be able to shove it on there. It will be a pretty tight fit, and it does come with zip ties, which I will put on later. And then you just do the next one. There you have it. I have them both connected. They just slide over both of those holes, and then make sure to double check up inside your vents that they are connected, and you will be ready to go. One last quick thing. After you've now got your heater vents working, some of you may be wondering what this does. If you're like me, you don't have the heater valve that should be there. So this wire, you will probably have this cable or wire, whatever you want to call it. There should be a heater vent, and I will put it in the description, that goes right here. And is what that does is when you flip that valve back and forth, it cuts off the hot water running to your heater core, so that you don't have any of that hot air permeating through your cap. So it may be a good idea to get that put in there. I'm planning on getting it put in there within the near future. It's just not top of the priorities right now. I will have a install of showing how to do that as well. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. If you have any comments or questions about what I just did, or any questions about your F100, I can probably answer them. Take care.